Hi everybody, welcome to my beginner's guitar course part 2. In this lesson I'm going to show you how to play the chords F and D minor. Okay, to play F you can play it as a bar chord like this, or you can play it like that, or you can play the 4 strings like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to play the 4 strings first. So you take your first finger and you put it on the first fret of the E string and the B string, okay? And then your second finger goes on the second fret of the G string. So you've got those 3 strings there, and then your third finger goes on the third fret of the D string. It's a real stretch and you're going to have to press really hard to get those nice clean notes there, and you play the 4 strings starting on the D string, the G string, the B string and the E string. So that's one way that you can play F. The other way is you can play it as a bar chord like this, and you have to press really hard for this, so you might struggle a little bit at first, but you take your first finger and you bar all of the 6 strings on the first fret there, okay? And then you take your second finger and you put it on the second fret of the G string. Your pinky goes on the third fret of the D string, and your third finger goes on the third fret of the A string, and you press really hard on all of those fingers. So at first it might feel like a bit of a struggle. Now I like to play it like this, which is a little bit different. So it's a bit similar to the first F shape that I showed you. So you take your first finger on the first fret of the B string and the E string. Your second finger goes on the second fret of the G string. Your pinky goes on the third fret of the D string, and your third finger on the third fret of the A string. And then you take your thumb, if you can, and put it on the first fret of the E string, and that's how to play F. Another nice chord to play with F is F major 7. It's a little bit easier than those ways, but it's F major 7. It's not the proper F chord. So to play that, you take your first finger, put it on the first fret of the B string, your second finger on the second fret of the G string, and your third finger on the third fret of the B string, and you play that open E, which gives it that major 7 tone. Okay. Now the next chord I want to show you how to play is D minor. And D minor and F are very closely related. So when you're playing something in the key of F, quite often it will have the D minor chord in it. So D minor is your first finger on the first fret of the E string. Your third finger goes on the third fret of the B string, and then your second finger on the second fret of the G string. And you hit the open D string there. And you just play those 4 strings to play D minor, okay? So if you practice changing between F and D minor, another nice chord is D minor 7, and that's just your first finger on the first fret of the E string and the B string, and your second finger on the second fret of the G string, and then the open D. That's D minor 7. So D minor and F. Okay, with the previous chords that I showed you, you can mix them up and practice the chord changes. So for example, a nice change to practice is A minor to D minor, back to A minor to D minor, and then you could throw an F in, F to C, F to C. So when you're just starting out on the guitar, it's really important that you just focus on learning as many chords as you can to start with, and practicing between the chords, so those chord changes become easier over time. To start with, it will take time for you to get used to the chord changes, but keep practicing, practice away at it, and it will really pay off. Okay, so with all the chords that I've shown you so far, I really recommend that you keep practicing the changes between them. All the different chords there. So we've got G, C, D, E minor in the first guitar course that I showed you. The previous lesson I showed you how to play A minor and E major. And in this lesson it's the F and the D minor. Okay, so there's a lot of chords there. So keep practicing, everybody, and thank you for watching.